What's up? What's up? It's your girl LaShonda John checking in both sides of the check, and once again we are here to do our thing. We've been having a lot of guests. We've been having some really great conversations, some good guests going on. But before we go any further, let me go ahead and let my girl, just go ahead and let y'all know she on the scene too.
Look, I'm here too. I'm Miss Cat. Look, your coach, accountability partner, and teacher, and I'm just ready to dive right in. I'm ready.
Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and dive right in. As you can see, instead of us being a duo these days, we're now a trio. So we're gonna let our third person go ahead and introduce himself. We got a really great guest, so let's hear it.
What's up, family? What's up, my friends? It's Martel Matthews. I am the CEO and co-founder of Trust Avio Insurance, as well as Good Feeling Hemp. And I'm the co-founder and COO of Black Wall Street Media and Marketing. And for me, I help people, encourage people to take charge of their life, their business, and their relationship with God. So can't wait to have a great conversation about what it means to be an entrepreneur, what it means to be a great human, and what it means to just grow. And that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna grow.
Okay. Shoot.
Okay.
What a way to kick things off.
Right. Okay, Martel. We're not interviewing for a third host, though, but you kind of, you might have sold me just then without telling me. You sold me a little bit just then, but you talked about all of these companies that you're involved in, and on our show, of course, we have check writer, and then we have check casher. It does sound like you're 100% check writer, which means you're a 100% entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I am. I'm a check writer and check casher, actually. You know what I'm saying? We do a little bit of both around here. But, LaShawn, it started for me in my journey really when I was young. So I'm from Houston, Texas. Grew up in Mo City, Texas. Went to Mo City Middle School, Hightower High School, then went to play college football. But when I was growing up, my mom was disabled. So my mother had ALS. So by the age of 9, I had to really get out here and start grinding, cutting yards, selling candy, doing anything to help the household, right?
Okay.
And so I took that same hustle and that same energy and turned it into business, right? I got a business degree. Then I went in corporate America for a bit and then started my company at the same time. But what I saw was that I didn't have that energy to just be a corporate person. I think you use your corporate job to fund your real dream if you're truly an entrepreneur. So the last 10 years, the last decade, I've been out here paving my way as an entrepreneur. The last 6 years, I've worked full time as an entrepreneur, right? So I eat what I kill, if you will, or I eat what I bless and what I pray over and what I manifest. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm manifesting every day. I'm changing paradigms, and I'm having a paradigm shift with my lifestyle.
Okay, ladies, y'all hear that? A man of God. He hustle. He got businesses. It sounds like you keeping God first, and you just doing your thing, and it sounds good.
And speaking of that, Martel, I guess what I would really like to know, and maybe the viewers as well, is like, what was it like? You said 6 years full time. Mm-hmm. Tell us about from that shift from working for somebody else to finally making that decision. You know what? This ain't it. It's time for me to do this 100% full time. What did that look like for you?
For me, it looked like it was jumping off of a skyscraper to go fly and having some parachutes on top of me as I come down. First, I felt like I was falling and I felt like I didn't know what to do because I didn't have a lot of guidance, not a lot of mentors in my family who was entrepreneurs. I was the first man in my family to graduate college. So I'm paving a way for my legacy and for my generations that I didn't see in front of me, right? So it felt like creating a blueprint. I look back at like Jay-Z, one of my favorite rappers. I think about, I'm from Houston, but I love New York because of Alex Rodriguez. I used to love baseball growing up, and A-Rod was that guy. But when you create your own blueprint, you have to you stumble first. And so what I learned, Miss Cat and LaShawn, is that you have to be okay with not being perfect, but just executing.
Okay.
And so when you can start to execute, you learn lessons, you build, you grow, and I learned to leverage collective genius. So I feel we all are geniuses in our own right. And so if you can get out the way of your own ego, like when I first started 6 years ago in 2020, I'm a CEO at 26 years old. I'm feeling like, man, I'm the man. Everybody got to know I'm the CEO. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Now at 31, about to be 32 next month, I don't care about my ego. I don't care about you knowing I'm the CEO. I care about you knowing more about my businesses, my impact, my influence, my income. I used to care more about what it looked like more than I did what my actually bank account looked like.
Okay.
Right. And so I had to wire my brain to be more of an executor and then just being a showstopper. I don't want to stop the show. I want to keep the show going because I'm writing the check to keep things moving.
That's good.
Real good.
Yeah.
I mean, in saying that too, being that you've only been an entrepreneur for 6 years, I don't want to say only, like that's a small amount of time, because that's a long time to keep it going. But you worked prior to being an entrepreneur. What would you say you've taken from that journey into this journey that's helped you to be as successful as you are today?
That's a great question. So what I would say is I took the lessons that I learned from the different corporations that I worked with, and now I set them up in my company. So for instance, I used to work, one of my jobs was at Enterprise. When I worked at Enterprise, I was a store assistant manager. And one of the things at Enterprise we used to say is celebrate the wins.
Okay.
And entrepreneurship, it's a lot of hard days, but when you do get a win, celebrate it. Celebrate the win with your team, celebrate the win with yourself. I used to be so hard on myself for not hitting certain goals, feeling like I could be better or be farther along, right? Kind of keeping up with the Joneses. But when you really become great, you look inside and you celebrate your own wins, and it continues to push you, right?
Amen.
Something else that I learned in corporate was that you have to train people. So when you work in a corporate setting, when you start a new job, they actually take the time to train you on what they want you to do. As an entrepreneur, we expect to just hire people and they just gonna know what to do, right? No, it don't work like that. You have to be your own human resources. You have to be your own HR to really train people, onboard them, and give them a system. And then the third thing I learned was systems. Systems to me stands for save yourself time, money, and energy. So when you start creating systems, and I'm telling you, I'm just telling you what I know, because what I used to feel overwhelmed with trying to execute and build my business. But what I found out is that when you utilize AI and tools like ChatGPT to help even think, what should my employees be doing? I'll go on ChatGPT and say, hey, Chat, I have this one employee that's working for me. They're great at communicating, they're great at sales, and they're great at organization. I have an insurance agency. I want you to help me come up with a job description for this employee. Tell me what they should do Monday through Friday, and break it down to me so I can make sure that they're on their P's and Q's, not overwhelmed, but also delivering return on investment for me. So I use AI to manage my teams and to grow, if that makes sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, it sounds like you took a lot from your check cashing days over to your check writing days that has made you successful. And I mean, it sounds like it worked for you. Indeed. You know what I mean? It sounds like it's working for you.
And, at the end of the day, for you being so young and just having, all these different entities that, that within itself, is like just kudos to you, seriously, because it's people out here that can't even do one thing,
let alone 2 or 3.
one thing. So, juggling 2, 3 things, kudos to you, my good sir. But I don't know if you, if you watch the show or if you just in the wavelength with the show, but you saying something to take care of reward yourself. That is something that I think is one of the biggest struggles for entrepreneurs, is to say, you know what? I know I'm climbing up. I know that I have a goal, but as you hit certain milestones, you have to reward yourself for sure.
Yeah. And I think that, you and I talked about this too. And I mean, honestly, just to let y'all know a little bit, Kat and I just came off of a trip too. We went to Dubai, and it's like when I came back, it was a reset. You know what I mean? Like, I seen a shift in my business, and I also, even in our relationship, personal and business, it was a shift because we got a chance to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Yeah. It gave us something to work towards versus just, I'm working to pay a bill, I'm working to get involved with something else. Like, it's been rewarding. So I can agree with you on that. Like, and that was good.
I love that you said a reset, right? Because LaShawn, when you growing your business, it's a grind. It's this ain't it's actually easier to have a 9-to-5 than to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, hello.
Let me tell y'all the real deal.
I think that's like show number 1. I think that's like show number 1.
I swear, having being an entrepreneur is like setting up, letting Mike Tyson hit you with a whole bunch of hooks and then bite your ear off. Like, come on now. Like, it's a rough journey, but on the other side of it, you become a champion when you really know how to have your goals and hit your goals, right? So setting up proper goals to execute are extremely important. Setting up SMART goals, right? You want to be specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, and timely. So if you set up a SMART goal and then you achieve it, go take that vacation. Go give yourself some time off. So when you come back, you can be locked in. You feel refreshed. I just got back from Mexico and Belize. I was picking it up, drinking pina coladas, enjoying life.
So you had you a reset.
I had a reset.
You had you a reset. Man, that was a really good point. Like, that was a great point, which brings me to my next segment of the show. We have here what we call an NFS.
Okay.
And basically, you know what NFS is. You know what that means, right? Non-sufficient funds. Okay. Yep. So, is there anything that you've done that you thought would have taken you out, but you survived it? And tell us how.
Yes, actually. So, investing into sponsorships, right? So I'm gonna tell you, one of my first when I started my company, Good Feeling Hemp, I started my cannabis company in 2018. We officially launched in 2020. Had our license here in Texas to have hemp and CBD products. We had an opportunity at that time to put on an event for the Super Bowl. So I went to the Super Bowl in Miami, Florida. So I think it was Super Bowl 53. We went to the 54. We went to the Super Bowl and we invested into that event, right? So I flew my team out there in 2020. My co-founder, my other business partner who was helping the brand. And I did that. It was a great experience. And we came back and then COVID happened. And it was hard because I invested a lot of capital into that sponsorship, feeling it was gonna take us to the next level, in which it felt like it was, because we built some great relationships at the Super Bowl, but then the whole world shut down, and so I felt like how do I keep going? Like, I just put all this money into this, and I'm launching a brand, right? Wow. So that could feel very overwhelming at the time and at the situation. But what I did was just kept I got creative. I started to leverage smaller people I knew, family, friends, to promote the brand, to build it up. And I did a grassroots approach, but I was trying to go big. I wanted to go superstars, right? I was trying to go to the moon and back. But that was an opportunity that I felt almost would have took me out. And I just stayed. I had resilience, like King David or like Moses in the Bible. I had resilience and kept going. And I made it on the top of that mountain and kept moving.
And in saying that too, I think that it's funny you mentioned COVID, because I feel like as an entrepreneur, COVID has given us, kind of like a new way to grind, so to speak. It's a new way to grind, simply because now how would your business function and operate if COVID shut down? Like you said, you flipped it and you did a grassroots approach. You know what I mean? Instead of wanting to go big. So I think that's that was big. Like that was something that really, really worked out for you.
And I have a question for you, because for me during COVID, like, I was doing taxes. I was in tax prep, right? And it was unheard of. Like, everybody in the space always had a brick and mortar. So I had a brick and mortar location. Like, all my colleagues, we all had brick and mortar locations. But then it's like when COVID hit, we couldn't, like, people couldn't come to us no more. So we had to find ways to serve our clients and not miss a beat without them coming to us physically. So would you say, because based on your story, it seemed like COVID really transformed, the way that you did business. Would you say that in some regard, COVID was some form of blessing to you because it kind of shaped you? And I don't want to lead you into that question, but I'm just asking, do you think that, because for me, it changed my whole perspective. Now, that's when I got a CRM. That's when I, AI, this, that, and the third, because you had to at that time if you wanted to propel and thrive. So did you think that some of that actually was a blessing in disguise?
I think that for me, COVID taught me that as an entrepreneur, you have to be creative. And a lot of the times, most people in the 9-to-5 are traditional. You follow the traditional cycles of whatever someone does in your industry, or you follow the wave. But COVID taught me that you have to create the wave. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, and if you're going to be great as an entrepreneur, you have to automatically create these new paradigms in your industry, right? So I now know that instead of having to rely on a traditional business model or a traditional business plan, you got to create as you go, right? And so, collaborations is what COVID did help me realize that collaborating will push you farther than just doing it on your own. Right? Like it's no one man show or one power show when you can collaborate with other great people. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we've talked on this show too about collaboration. I think that, collaboration is something that takes you not just to the next level, but to the next dimension of your business, which there is a difference. You know what I'm saying? So I think that COVID really brought a lot of that out of us. Like it taught us how to be creative, which being a business owner, you have to get creative. You know what I mean? Indeed. You got to just step in there and get creative, learn how to wear all these hats and learn what to do to take your business to the next level. Like real talk.
And that's why I just recently started and launched a community. It's a school community called the Collaboration Connection Community.
Okay.
And what put me into that mindset, Miss Cat, is that I realized that in my 10 years of running my business, Black Wall Street, and growing to 1 million followers online at blackwall.st, I realized that what we did to make us grow was we collaborated with other large companies, right? From large influencers that y'all know to some that y'all don't know who they run these theme pages. So I created a community now for people only $10 a month for the first 100 people. Where
I see how he plugged that part in.
But where you can come and literally have challenge. We challenge you to collaborate, like going live with somebody, doing the email blast together, doing the collaboration post together, right? Because if you can work with people in your industry or adjacent to your industry, for instance, I own an insurance agency, so I can work with a real estate, somebody who's a realtor, and we do a live, and your same clients may be my clients, and vice versa. So thinking outside the box is another thing COVID and collaboration helped me with, and so those are other things that I do as well.
Okay.
Well, it looks like it didn't take you out, and we still here. So so kudos to you for just thriving and surviving, and like you said, stepping outside of the box. Because what happens is that now you see people trying to mimic and be like you, but like, hey, we trendsetters, we started this, and so hey, kudos to you for sure.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Always. Well, in saying that, again, like Kat said, it wasn't one thing that just completely took you out. But what would you say about that bounce back made you handle your business different at this point?
Oh, that's a great question. So, and I'm gonna go to the taking you out, right? The thing that could have took me out the worst, or the thing that was the hardest for me, was the loss of my mother. So when my mother passed away in 2015, that was extremely hard for me because I became an entrepreneur because of my mom, helping me take care of her, us growing. They used to call her Superwoman, right? And so when you lose your Superwoman, it almost like your kryptonite. Like, how do you keep going? So what I ended up doing was, honestly, it wasn't the best, but I went just into work mode. I just work, and it kind of made me cold to a degree, but it also made me get a lot of stuff done, right? And so throughout those years, I had to really lean on God, had to really lean on my faith and my spirituality, which for a point I was mad at God. I kind of pushed away from that. So coming back to God and coming back to church and coming back to realizing that, like, I'm a human being I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And so when I have that type of human relationship with myself, that's how you can really be the best entrepreneur, the best person that you can be, is first getting yourself right, getting your spirit right. So until I got my spirit right and my relationship with God right, everything else was just me running on a hamster wheel. Nothing was really growing until I got my spirit right in my relationship with God.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was good. That was good.
For sure.
Which leads me to my next segment, deposit.
Okay.
We always want to give our viewers and listeners something that they can actually take to the bank in cash. Like we got to give them something.
Yeah.
And you've already given them a wealth of knowledge, and a good bit of your background that basically put the stamp on you being a check writer. So if you had 2 points or 2 things that you would give to the listeners and the viewers, that you would say has best served you and that you would say would best serve them, what would it be and why?
I would say that your mindset is your wealth. So there's 3 books I want you to pick up.
Okay.
One is Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
The second is...
You say Think and Grow Rich?
Think and Grow Rich.
Okay, Think and Grow Rich.
The second is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
Okay.
And the third that I would give you is The Slight Edge. The Slight Edge. And I'm going to give you those 3 books. I have a plethora of books that I could give you additionally. The first one is the Bible.
For sure.
I'm telling you, it's all the stories.
Everything
that you
need is right there.
In there. The Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth. So when you read those basic instructions before leaving Earth, within that Bible, there's lessons for you in different lessons that you can implement and you can impute into your business and into your regular lifestyle, right? So I want to give you that for one. Also, I want to tell you that collaborate over compete. Collaboration over competition to take you to another level. Find you a mentor. If you can find a mentor and a coach and people to get around, I'm telling you, it will make you not hit your head because somebody can tell you to duck, or they can help you not trip because somebody can tell you to jump. So if you got somebody who can give you the game and coach you in certain areas of your life that you'll be able to skip stages, like playing the game and having the cheat code. You got a code to put in to skip the stage and get you farther in your business and in your life. So those are really reading and making sure that you fill your mind up with the right type. And if you don't like to read, audiobooks, right?
For real.
But take it in, like input more things into your mind and get around like-minded individuals.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's right there. Did you just drop the mic on him?
Drop the mic on him.
Look, I think this is the first time we had somebody just drop the mic.
Drop the mic on us for sure. Nah, that was good. And a lot of times when entrepreneurs speak, if you listen closely, like it's not just coming off the top of their head, it's stuff that they've experienced. You know what I'm saying? Like when you mention about those books and then you took a step back and you say the Bible, like you can't just be saying some of that stuff if you ain't lived it, if you really not about that life, like they like to say. You know what I'm saying? So like you clock.
I try to be pressure and the waist don't speak. So you got to be like waist, you can't speak, you got to do. So be an action taker. If you really want to grow, you have to take action and take massive action. It don't massive right now. I want it and I want it now. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm coming.
Okay,
Martel. That's right. Look, Martel ain't playing no games with y'all.
Coming soon, both sides of the chat. We're here with our new host.
For real. I see he was interviewing for something that we ain't even have available.
Right.
Hey, when you just show up in the room, God open up doors.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that was good. So what I want to do now is get you to let the people know how they can find you.
Okay, I love that. So you can find me on all platforms at Martel Matthews. That's MartelMatthews, or on Martel Takes Charge. That's my my brand that I have online on Instagram, TikTok. I own 5 brands that I oversee and 2 hobbies. My 5 brands that I oversee is Trust AVO Insurance, Black Wall Street Media and Marketing, Good Feeling Hemp, and the Collaboration Connection Community, and then, of course, Martel Takes Charge and its finest, right? So if you need help with marketing, if you need help with financial wellness, if you're looking to make money in insurance or get your family protected in insurance, I'm the person for you to come talk to. If you want to join the community of like-minded individuals, I'm the person for you to talk to. You can send me a DM or you can call my business line at 281-870-6740. Shoot me a call, shoot me a text, and I can plug you in to the right places at the right time so you can meet the right people. So tap in with me.
All right. Okay, Martel. Well,
he left us with nothing else to say.
Right. Nothing else to say. Well, it's your girl, LaShonda Dawn, once again checking in from both sides of the check. One half of the Party Palace.
And I'm Miss Cat, your coach, accountability partner, and teacher.
And we're both sides of the check.